What's up, Aries? Welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a timeless tarot reading about love and money, those two subjects. And we're going to start with Oracle. If you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other Aries and cross watchers to pray for you as well, say hi in the comments section, leave an emoji, whatever you're comfortable with. It just gives us something that we can focus on that represents you. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what energies come out of the Oracle deck that represent this reading. And if you've been here before, you've enjoyed the channel, but you've not subscribed, I don't blame you. I'm very picky myself. But if you recognize this as your tribe, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Don't hurt. You can always unsubscribe. We have intuition. Deep down, you just know. And it comes with this message. Deep down, I know what is right and important for me. And if you'd like to empower that message doing something on your end, you can actually make this hand gesture. You grab your thumb with one hand and then you touch your other thumb to the other hand like that. And that represents the meaning of this card. This mudra is good for your windpipe and voice. It brings inner calm and harmony and awakens your intuitive powers. The right hand symbolizes a seashell and the left hand symbolizes the pearl within it. How appropriate. So this is your higher self, that part of you which knows what is right and important for you. Deep down, I know what is right and important for me. I like that. All right, so we're gonna put that over there and let's start two columns, you guys. So Aries, we're gonna start a column for money right here. And that of course encompasses career and stability. It usually connects with home as well. And then we're gonna have another column for love right here. And I'll hold up the cards for you as best as I can. And we can walk along through this reading together. All right, so Aries, for finances, at the time of seeing this. Now, if it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't empower you, if you simply don't like the message, pass it out. It's only here to like be the wind beneath your wings, Aries. So that's what this whole channel is about. Wow, that's a great play. That's a great way to start a finances reading. So we have Ace of Wands, and if you're familiar with the aces, you know that they actually are they drop into your lap. They're opportunities. In this case, it could be a project, a job, usually requires action. So wands are fiery. They also represented by the fire signs like yourself, but they're always usually connected to action. Whereas like swords are thought and communication. It's all up here, processing. Cups are emotions, so on and so forth. Okay, Two of Pentacles. You're gonna be humming and hawing, wondering if she'd take advantage of this. Very interesting. Give me one moment while I unpack this. One sec. What's this Page of Swords? Okay, so here's this opportunity. It's coming towards you. And it's exciting. It like has a lot of energy attached to it. And the thing with the Ace of Wands that you want to remember is that this opportunity won't last forever. It's like, you know, it's like, pretend this is a match, right? We could pretend it, we could just, it's got fuel. It can run out. If I don't actually feed this, right, it'll go out. The fire itself will go out. I'll burn through all the fuel, and with the match, I'll burn to the end of the match. And so like the lighter, the wand is like, it's here, it's bright, brilliant, like a plume of energy. But if you don't feed it with a yes or no or action, then this opportunity will pass you by. And therein lies the conundrum, Aries, because there's some reprioritizing or back and forth. You know, this is your deciding process. So why isn't it just like a shoe-in for you? Why isn't it just like an immediate yes? Well, there must be a reason that you're getting a hesitation there. And when we ask a little deeper on that, there's almost this, you take the good with the bad. So we have the King of Wands upside down. This could be somebody who is a little bit too much in their ego. They can't be trusted. They could be a little temperamental or manipulative. And you might be getting some red flags from a person like this. Now, if they're right side up, man, that's a visionary. They are confident. You want to follow somebody like this, right? You believe in the projects that they believe in. Sorry if you hear any wind in your ears. It's unfortunately one of the side effects of being outside. But when they're upside down, Aries, we've got a bit of an issue. But here's the silver lining. There's like a possibility that this would be, and working with this person would provide an opportunity to get out of any financial stressful areas, like you're getting out of a place of lack, out of a place of basically not having enough. But here's what I want to throw out there. These came out together, and writing on the wall says, this is an individual who would promise this. But there you are again, being like, I don't know. So let's see where it's going. It looks like, based on the information that you have, which is represented by the Page of Swords, and it must be said, this means that you don't have all the information. And I don't know, Aries, if it's possible for you to get all the information. This could be somewhat shady. Maybe it's the sense that there is information that you would need, but you know that you can't get. Either way, Page of Swords is like having half the story. Based on just half the story, you're looking out and making fresh plans, and it looks like you're rejecting an offer. To make sure, I just want to ask a little bit more on that. The Page of Swords. I think because, yeah, you've got all this forward momentum. 2 of Wands, that's progress. 3 of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in. What is this 4 of Cups? 4 of Cups, we have flipping in the deck, the Death card, but it did not fly out. So we're looking at just like a footnote. I think you would rather be independent. You'd rather pass on this, basically. But you're doing so with a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, moving forward, making progress. I think you're making a call here. And you're deciding, you know what, I don't trust this energy. It looks like it might be too red flaggish. And but you do consider it. Very interesting. What I love about this is that you do come to a decision, it looks like, and this somehow launches you forward. So with the remaining time that I have for your career reading, I want to spend that on this successful launch forward in a direction that is quite independent. It looks like a collaboration is coming to an end. You might instead start focusing on somebody else. Who's this King of Swords? Man, it just really looks like you're walking away from something. It looks like something's coming to an end that could have been a collaboration or a further collaboration. And I think that you'd rather take it on faith that you can make results happen quicker than what's been promised. And because I think you're getting down to a very realistic place. You're looking at facts or researching, you're using your analytical mind, possibly reaching out for advice from advisors, reaching out for advice from people in your field. And I think, you know, it still remains, because you don't have all the information, Page of Swords, it still remains a little bit like you'll never know for sure, but you're kind of like, with the information that I have to make a decision, and I'd rather take my chances out here facing those hills and what the grass could possibly be greener out there, rather than stick by this person that is a red flag. That's what that looks like. All right, we're getting into your love reading. We're going to use a different deck of cards. Okay, for love, for Aries. And I'm going to actually bring it back to your oracle card, Aries. Intuition, deep down, you just know. I hope you're doing that with your hands. Empower that message. Deep down, you just know. So it looks like the theme so far, at least in your finances, is that you are in tune with intuition, and you don't need to wait around for absolute undeniable proof. Sometimes you just have to make a decision, and you're choosing yourself. You're choosing what you can count on. Smart. What do they say in business, right? Like, a lot of it is just that going on that gut feeling. So love with Aries. Love with Aries. What is all of this? What's going on, Aries? Okay, so I love this so far. You got a lot of things in reverse. You got the Three of Cups in reverse. You got the Moon card in reverse. It's coming out in the woodwork. Any toxic energies, any friend groups, any social aspects of your life that have been toxic or around low, bad energy. It's being revealed, and it's the ripple effects and the kind of the cost of those energies is all being revealed. And what's beautiful about that is that you can walk away, you can finally like just put down this burden, this chapter. Before we go into that though, it looks like you might have been waiting around specifically for somebody to show you, like make a gesture to you with this Knight of Pentacles. Now this gesture could have been literally a gift, or it could have been money or something practical, like even doing a favor, but you're just tired of waiting. Like there's been just like this slow moving energy, and you're like, you know what, all of this is that feeling of like, you all, bless you, cutting the cord, scrapping it, starting over. I mean, now I'm saying starting over, but I haven't gone that far yet. But all I know is that you got the 10 of Wands to just wrap this all up with a tight bow of like, I'm exhausted. This is done. That was the chapter of my life. I've learned my lessons. I learned so much, and for that I'm grateful, and no ill will. Like cut those cords with a blessing, and boom. Now let's look at what's going on, okay? So this is love, and it doesn't have to be romantic. But, you know, we let the cards just speak for themselves. What's the Seven of Pentacles? Interesting. Cards are so funky. They're all blah, blah. Sorry, I'm like, usually it's one at a time, and they're all blah. Messy. What is this messy situation for Aries? There we go. Yeah, messy. Let's just get into it. Let's get into the mess. Oh, I feel like a pig in mud. Okay. I gotta take this in. One sec. Okay, so I feel like there's two energies here, okay? Now remember, one of them can be romantic, one could be no longer romantic. Sorry about that really loud bird. But anyway, in regards to a relationship that you already have a history with, this is somebody that maybe you felt a certain amount of rejection, or maybe you've rejected them in the past. I feel that there might have been even like, this looks like an ex-husband or ex-wife. It could be that like, you know, you might be working some things out revolving around that investment of time and investment of energy. So it could literally be home, house, childcare, like it could be connected to money. This feels not emotional, it feels practical, and it feels, yeah, good. It's coming to a nice place. Awesome. So there's this reflection with the Seven of Pentacles, and that is having a huge influence on this character. This is a fork in the road when somebody really takes stock of what they've poured into their lives, particularly in the area of this relationship. And it lends a lot of insight. I do think that this is not a romantic energy, at least anymore, but I think the feeling I'm getting is that there's a commitment that you both made at one point that you, while the emotional aspect is kind of gone, apathy, the disinterest of Four of Cups can be rejection. It doesn't have to be direct rejection. It just also can be just disinterest. So in love, It's disinterest, but hey, there's still this set of commitments that we're obligated to, and it looks like that's going to be honored. So if you're going through anything with an ex, if you're going through anything with somebody who's not even in a romantic situation, but maybe it's you're relying on them. There's a sense of relying on them to work with you on something. It looks good with the Nine of Cups. You've done this in the right way, however that means. So if whatever that means. So usually it's communicatively, like if you've been trying to be diplomatic or you've gone about it a certain route, this is just confirmation that you've done it the right way. Oh shit, let's see if I can show you guys. This is three eagles. Awkward. You see those eagles? Oh shoot, I don't know if you can see them. They're circling. They're right there. Ugh. Okay, awkward moment. I'm not gonna edit it out. Now we have another energy. The eagle circling is a good sign. Now we have another energy. We've got somebody coming towards you who I think has been missing you. Five of Pentacles. Now here's the thing, is there is a chance. I don't have Ace of Cups, but I don't want to discount the possibility that this could be somebody who has not met you before. For most of you, this is somebody you already know, and they're missing you, and they want to make things good, and they want you, they want to connect with you, they want to show you reciprocity, they want to be back in your orbit. For some of you guys, this person, when they meet you, you feel like a soulmate. Two of Cups, it feels like the answer to all of their problems, being that like feeling lonely or isolated or looking for that one. There's going to be this big wow. And they're going to be approaching you, most likely this is romantic, okay? And they want to show you, I can show you the world. That just popped up in my head. Yeah, they want to show you the world. They want to show you like, oh, I can blow your mind. There's something very karmic about this, you guys. So regardless of where it's going, I want you to say you've got some really strong relationship cards here with this individual. This person could be a water sign, a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. They don't have to, but they're a lot more in their feels than you will probably be. I think that you're in a very practical place when they find you, most likely because you're dealing with this character. So they're coming at you in a much more fluffy, romantic tone with the page, I assume the Knight of Cups, okay? This is somebody who wants to romance you off your feet. They're the type who's gonna write a song for you on their guitar. This is the person who's gonna probably wanna take you out and just sweep you off your feet, right? Use your intuition. I'm gonna unpack some of these cards here with a fresh deck of cards because we have some intense ones. Oh, that didn't go well. Let's try it again. Okay, what's this devil? Are they a Capricorn? Just being romancy and watery? Oh, I see. Okay. Eight of Swords, calling this person out. Okay, so listen, that practical place I was talking to you about, it's actually really good. Stay there, be in that practical place and use your intuition. One of you, either the Knight of Cups approaching you or you'll know who it is, has a habit here. Have you ever known somebody who love bombs and then disappears? Love bombs and then pulls way back and they ghost? So there is that scenario that could come up. That is this. This is the Devil card, right? This can be really fun and sexy, literally, and then like going at a high speed, triumph, we're meant to be, this is amazing, I've never met anybody like you, oh my god, I don't want to leave your side, I'm still thinking about you, text, call, and then Wheel of Fortune upside down. It's like the brakes all of a sudden, and it feels like, oh wow, what was karmic and meant to be and what felt so good for a second there, it all came to a stop. So this is not personal, and this is really important to mention. whether it's you that experiences this pattern in your life with love or if it's this other person. Either way, it's not really personal. It was a pattern that was established long ago. And have you checked out the 4 attachment types? You know, that there's like the secure attachment, and then there's the, you know, anxious attachment. Yeah, so check those out, because it looks so much like the fearful avoidant attachment style or the anxious attachment. Anyway, just check it out. You'll know. Yeah, so that's when somebody can get in their head. This is why it's important for somebody to know here, Aries, that it's not personal, because this is where we've got that self-limiting thought. And whether it's you or them doing this, it's really empowering to realize that, like, what it is. And it's just probably gets scary when things are going so well and that person is actually available. And then the person gets freaked out and pulls back because it sets off alarms instead of that lovey-dovey feeling. And that connects with their history and their memories and maybe the way they were treated as from caretakers, and that's why it shouldn't be personal. And I say that because otherwise it'll be if it's taken personally, this person is going to create more limitations around it and around themselves. They're going to maybe blame themselves. They're going to just be dwelling in unhappiness or whatever. And so it might take strength, right? Well, it might take strength here, but staying in the nurturing, self-compassionate place, that practical energy of the Queen of Pentacles, it's very grounded, and you had it coming up in your financial reading, and it's been the theme in your tarot. So keep on being like, act as if you're an earth sign, or if you have earth in your chart, pull it in. Like, this is the time. So, you can enjoy being swept off your feet a little bit, but always keep one foot on the ground. And know that if this is somebody love bombing you, it's not personal, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be over when they pull back their energies. You know what's going on in your scenario, so I'm not going to tell you what to think or do there, but keep your mind open and keep nurturing yourself as I tell you what to do. Yeah. But anyway, use your own intuition. And I'm sending you off with love and light. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.